What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. We're going to have a look at a little bit of FernBus Simulator. Now, I've seen this a little bit, not too much, but I just wanted to pretty much delve in and see what it's like, really. Now, I know that it's supposed to be close to tourist bus sim, so yeah, like I say, I hope you're all doing well. Without further ado, let's get stuck in, shall we? So we've selected a little route already. Just let it all warm up a little bit. Like I say, this is my first route, and so far, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for it to warm up and kind of get a little bit adjusted. But I mean, other than that, I mean, so far so good. I mean, I have noticed that the frame rate is a little bit, I don't know, it's almost a little bit jittery. As to whether that just goes away when it warms up is a different story. But I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Definitely a little bit of pop in here and there. I'll have to have a play around with the settings and see if I can get it polished up a bit more. Okay, not a problem. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. Hopefully that's not too bad now. You could let me know, KM, that would be massively appreciated. Turn the effects halfway down, ambient, and I'll turn the master volume down a bit as well. How's it going, Venom Man? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, if you could just let me know whether that's loud enough for you. And we'll carry on. Frame limit 60. Can it not go up any higher? 120. Let's have a look. Might actually just set it to none. There we go. See what that does. Awesome stuff, no worries. Yeah, I'm just hoping that it kind of warms up a little bit. Venom. It's not running too badly. It definitely needs a... definitely feels like it needs to be a little bit more optimized, do you know what I mean? I don't know how it looks for you guys, because obviously using a different sort of view from you guys, so... Hold on. Maybe if I turn... I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely some visual tearing going on here. We'll turn that down. Let's have a look in the graphics. So there's no... Is that windowed? Full screen? Resolution? Right, let's see if I can actually change that. There we go. Oh. I mean, it looks a tiny bit better than what it did. Just gonna let it warm up a little bit and just see what it does. Yeah, I'll have a look at turning that all down. But yeah, like you say, it's definitely not optimized. I will have a look and see if I can adjust any of the settings. Kind of just get rid of things which aren't overly important, you know. So let's kind of just turn that down to high. We'll accept that. Yeah, I mean it doesn't look too bad. I give it that. Like when you play around with a few settings, definitely lowering the quality of the mirrors definitely made it a little bit better. So there'll be a lot of things which, you know, you can adjust here and there to obviously improve the experience. Mirrors to me aren't overly important, if I'm honest. As long as you can see what's there, you know, you're alright. It doesn't really matter. They ain't got to be crystal clear. But how's the microphone volume anyway? Is it all good? Whoa. It's nice to see that the AI are as erratic as usual. So this is basically tourist bus, but it's not on an island, and that's pretty much the best way I can describe it. But we do have a route set up, so it's a little bit different, this one. So you got to, rather than, you know, having to do the route first in order to be able to unlock it, you have to drive to the location before you can add it to your route. So it's a little bit different. Bit more towards like the bus sim sort of. Oh, light accident. Right, let's have a look. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's just I've got to play around with the settings a little bit. That's all. All right, let's do that. Let's go to graphics. So yeah, it's basically just turn a few things down. Shadow quality that can be turned down as well. I don't know what effect quality is or what it means, so I'll just turn that down as well. Does it make any significant difference? Not really. It's always reassuring, isn't it? Foliage quality, that can be turned down. Right, so you should have game sound now.
Und das gibt Punkte in Flensburg.
Oh. Wouldn't be me bussing if I didn't get a speeding offence. Okay. It's the only downside of not being able to use a mouse currently, but it's all good. Just got to check in their tickets now.
Grüezi, hier, mein Ticket. Vielen Dank.
Sure.
Servus. Fahren Sie in meine Richtung?
Yeah, I'll take 2.
Auf geht's.
Salü. Fahren Sie in meine Richtung? Sehr freundlich.
Well, I guess they're all ready to go
Salü.
because
Fahren Sie in meine Richtung?
all their luggage went on board.
Cool.
So, just made things a little bit easier. Well, like I say, I hope the volume is okay for you guys. I hope that you can all hear me. Are you going to stop? No. Ah, nice one, nice one. I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you very much. Yeah, I nearly bought Bus Sim 21 as well, but I kind of put myself off of it. The reviews for it weren't great. But I mean, so far so good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this game. I know that it's like TML, you know, ooh, you know, but all their games aren't bad, you know. When you can get them for a fraction of the price as well, you know, that's when things start getting good. Kind of ignore the little nitty gritty stuff then. But I mean, man oh man, the map size for this game, in comparison, I mean, look at that. In comparison to, you know, like Tourist Bus, you know, it's definitely nicer to be able to kind of drive around in a city instead of an island. And you know, the steering's the same, the bus physics are all the same. It is essentially just the same game, just with a different name. But how are you all doing anyway? Like I say, thank you ever so much for joining the, you know, joining the stream. You know, I haven't forgotten about our little giveaway. Just trying to figure out the best way to do it, if I'm honest. Oof, 39 hours, eh? Damn. Yeah, I mean, it's quite cool. It's quite cool. Like, you can just make up how long you want the routes to be, you know. So I mean, it is perfect, especially if you want to, like, you know, if you're somebody that likes, you know, the longer sort of routes. I mean, especially for me, like for streaming purposes, you know, at least it's not over within 5 minutes. Now that I've turned down the mirror quality and everything like that, a bit of the foliage and things, the game is definitely running a lot smoother than what it was, but it definitely could use a little bit of optimization. Clearly isn't optimized very well, and I'm running this on quite a high spec. Quite a high spec laptop, so you know, it's doing quite well. I'll give it that. Maybe just playing around with a few more settings and go from there, really. How's it going, Juan? I'm guessing that's your name. Sorry if I butcher your names, by the way. But oh, I appreciate that, man. I haven't actually played Tourist Bus on PC, but I haven't heard very good things about it. I may just decide to just buy it just to kind of cover it, you know what I mean? So I've covered both ends of the spectrum. So for this one, KM, you've literally got to create your own. So it's a bit like Bus Sim, if you've ever played that, where you know you got to like link the routes up, but you can choose what bus stops you want to go to. So there's no strict route. You can just set it out as you see fit. There's no sort of like pre-made routes, if that makes sense, like tourist bus. You know, so you got a little bit more freedoms here. Also, loading into the game as well, it gives you a choice of what bus you want to use, and it allows you to customize it there and then, rather than having to go to like a body shop or something and get it resprayed. So the accessibility is really, really nice. Maybe it's something that they should have done for tourist bus, you know. Yeah, unfortunately, Juan, I've actually played the bus by this developer, and I loaded it up, and it runs extremely poorly. Visually, what you see in people's videos, they tend to run them on stupidly high-spec computers, PCs, but the problem is that it gives your GPU and CPU a massive workout. Honestly, running into silly temperatures, and the optimization for that game was just so poor that I got a refund pretty quickly. Failed to mention that the first time I actually loaded it up, it crashed on me. So, you know, for the asking price of that game, and for what they've actually got in it at this current moment in time, it's not worth the money. You know, I mean, I've got a 3080, you know, graphics card. I got 16 gig of RAM as well. You know, I mean, it's not a lightly spec'd laptop. It's a pretty decent laptop, and to be honest, when I was running everything on sort of like their epic settings, the frame rate was still disgustingly poor. To be honest with you, Juan, I think it's more down the lines of their sort of general attitude. I think that they go into these games thinking, you know, it's all like sunshines and rainbows, you know, and it's all a great idea because it's money at the end of the day. And then when they actually get sort of like a quarter of the way in, they get a few problems which no one in their development company really want to sort out, and then they just desert them, really. They're not exactly the most reliable when it comes to communication. That's definitely something which needs to be addressed, but it's the same with every title that they make. You know, they never get them into a state where, you know, they're acceptable. Tourist Bus, I absolutely love that game, and what hurt the most for me was the fact that, you know, I was enjoying it, and because of all the problems which, you know, they're small, tiny, minute issues, but collectively they make and break the game. And that is the biggest letdown for that title. I'm sure I'll run into similar issues with this title, you know, but it is what it is. Yeah, money. Yeah, money. I mean, every gaming company is about money. I think there's just a little bit of a confliction of interests. I think they're not really sort of like dedicated to making games like this, they just feel that, you know, they need to make as many as they possibly can to fund their next projects, rather than stopping and fixing the problems with the games that they already have. On the Road is a massive example of that. You know, everybody had high hopes for it, had a lot of potential. You know, the first sort of like intricate logistic trucking game that we had for the consoles. You know, everyone was like, oh, it's going to be fixed, it's going to be fixed, and you know, it's still in a very sad state today. You know, like I say, there's an awful lot of stuff that they could do. There really is. But it's like the developers of Truck Driver. They actually bought the rights to that game off of another company and tried to put it right, but all their excuses basically sieved down to the fact that it was made by another company and that they couldn't unravel the coding which was already there. So well, Venom, I mean, not everybody's really clued into all the games which this developer currently owns. Like for instance, I didn't realise that road maintenance simulator was part of, you know, TML. So I think people just like buy it for the idea. They're very good at advertising the game. Their cinematics, you know, and their screenshots and stuff, they definitely oversell it through that department, and then when you actually get your hands on the product, it's not quite right. I mean, whichever way you look at it, it's definitely a controversial topic. And when it comes to reviewing games like this, it's definitely hard from my perspective, because when I reviewed Taurus Bus at the time, everything was okay, you know, and it was okay. And then it kind of just slowly went downhill after that. How's it going, Scott, man? Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. Yeah, Juan, I mean, that's the problem, innit? You know, they're not updating anything at the moment. You know, that's the sad reality of it. They're just not updating anything. The communication, there's almost like, you know, there's too many projects on the go that nothing's really being addressed. You know, they're just, oh yeah, we'll go on to this one, oh we'll do this, we'll do that. You know, it's not working for anybody. How's it going, Assistance Man? Welcome to the stream. Oh, hopefully we can slip by that. Yep, cool. Ah, nice one, man. Nice one. It's always good to chill. You know, now the temperature's dropped. Oh, isn't it lovely? I can sit here and stream away. Not feel like I'm slowly roasting. Yeah, Juan, they're not a big company. They just need to... I think what it is, they're just trying to find their way. They're trying to find a market of games which people want to see, but they're not quite sure as to what they actually want to see. And instead of reading and analysing the problems in hand that are currently present, they're just trying to further expand their library, really, but also annoying everybody at the same time. You know, I don't hate the company. You know, I think they've got a lot of potential, and they you know, they could definitely take a leaf out of a few other books when it comes to bus simulation or trucking simulation. But you know, they've got to start from somewhere. Let's just hope that they continue to improve, you know. Oh damn, Scott. I mean, we've had a little bit of thunder and lightning, bit of rain. There's been an ice cold breeze today, so honestly, it's been fantastic. Excuse me. Yeah, KM. I mean, if they just stuck to a couple of titles and worked on them, you know, I mean, I mean, I'm not a game developer, so I don't really know the ins and the outs of absolutely everything that goes on. And I know there are some parameters and some sort of like guidelines which they have to follow. But I mean, I think when people kind of bombard them, you know, it definitely doesn't help the situation. We don't get much communication as it is, and when people start getting a little bit, you know, salty, all it does is just further prolong that communication. It makes it more difficult. Don't get me wrong. You purchase the game, you have, you know, you're entitled to an opinion, and that's absolutely fine. You know, no one's taking it away from you. I'm definitely not going to. But at the same time, we just need to accept it for what it is for a little minute and kind of give them a chance, and in the hopes that, you know, maybe one day they sort it out. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. There's not really much we can do about it. You know, we can complain all we like. And that's the sad truth. I've been driving all that way with their luggage like that. No way. Didn't even warn me. Never mind. I don't know if that's doesn't look like it, does it? Okay, well, I'll check them in anyway.
Moin. Ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig.
To be honest with you, Scott, I mean, like, if you ever played Tourist Bus, it's exactly like Tourist Bus. You know, you can even see they've used the same AI as well. You know, the passengers, they're exactly the same. And I don't know, this game, it has a very good way. Oh, never mind.
Tut mir leid,
it's very
aber Sie fahren hier
pleasing.
gar nicht in meine Richtung.
The buses, they don't drive too badly.
Hello.
A few optimization issues here and there, but it's not stopping me from enjoying the game, you know. So yeah, so
Bin ich
far
hier richtig?
I'm enjoying it.
Vielen Dank.
Excuse me.
Ciao. Fahren Sie in meine Richtung?
Yes, I am going
Cool.
in your direction.
Hm? Ich nehme dann den nächsten Bus.
I mean, the buses, they feel
Mein Ticket.
a little bit better than what I was expecting, to be honest with you. You know, this game doesn't have like that tedious sort of motion blur that that Tourist Bus has. I think that's what all they've done is, you know,
Danke sehr.
to improve the graphics, so to speak. They've just added a little bit of motion blur to that game, and it wasn't really necessary, in my opinion. You know, I mean, I can play around with a few settings and you know, tweak a few things, but I mean, other than that, the bonus of this game as well is that it does have mod support for the PC. So there are different liveries and buses which I can download. So that makes all the difference. I mean, it should do, Scott. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, Juan. They definitely need to, you know, to kind of broaden their assets a little bit. But for instance, yeah, we criticise these smaller companies for using already existing assets. But then when it comes to something like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed, you know, the NPCs in those games, or Skyrim, you know, the overuse of voices and things like that, you know, nobody really picks up on that or criticizes for that, you know. So it's, I think what it is where we're so passionate when it comes to being, you know, sim players, especially for consoles. You know, PC, you kind of get it a little bit easier because there's more variety here, but for consoles, you know, you can only take what you get at the end of the day, you know. And where we're so passionate, we're also very, very picky. You know, we all like to have a bit of a moan and things like that about these sorts of games. And when you look at it, I've picked this game up for less than £10, and I got the platinum edition for it. You know, so what can I actually complain about? You know, I know we've all got our own preferences, opinions, and stuff like that, and maybe there's a few things which people, you know, don't agree with, but then that's fine, because, you know, that's how things get better, isn't it? Yeah, Venom, so am I. It's terrible. It's terrible, you know. But these games, you know, as much as we despise them at points, you know, they have a soft point, you know, in our hearts, you know, because they aren't bad games, you know. If they were really bad, we wouldn't watch them. We wouldn't contemplate buying them for, you know, a second or third platform, you know. Yes, yes. Sorry, man. I've only just seen your message. Yeah, it is for the PC. Yeah. Thanks for filling in there, Juan. Massively appreciated. Yeah, 9.99 Venom on that CD keys, whatever it is. It's just not bad, you know. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I've had a lot worse too. I don't know if that light is not green for me. The problem is you can't see it. It's like too high up. There we go. You gotta stop like here. There we go. But I mean, gotta give credit where credit is due. This game doesn't look half bad, does it? I mean, they're definitely going in the right direction with you using the Unreal Engine. I always said they should have made On the Road with the Unreal 4 engine. They should have. It's still a pretty good game with the controller, man. You know, you don't have to have a wheel. Obviously, the wheel adds to the immersion, and it does feel a lot better. I'm not gonna deny it. But using the controller is still a good way of playing the game. You know. In my honest opinion, it would be a shame not to experience it for the sake of holding yourself back because you haven't got a steering wheel. You know, it's funny you say something like that actually, because when it came down to playing SnowRunner, I was really like bummed out because I didn't have a steering wheel. I wanted to use a steering wheel on it and I had to put up with a controller. Now when I actually got the steering wheel, I ended up using the controller more than the actual wheel itself. So it just goes to show. I know obviously, you know, it's a different game entirely, but you kind of get the idea. In fact, the only thing which I would be more cautious over is whether you're willing to accept the fact that if this game, if Tourist Bus doesn't get fixed, and you're not happy with the fact that you know you don't like the way the controller feels, I would be more cautious over the fact that of PlayStation's refund policy. And that's the only thing. I would be more concerned about that than anything else. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can't really put a price on entertainment, in my opinion. You know, I look at it when I buy these games. I look at it from a merchandise perspective. You know, you think of bus merchandise, truck merchandise, all that sort of stuff. You try pick up a busing hat for less than 20 quid, or a top, or whatever, or a bag. You know, you're just not going to do it. And I think one of the bonuses of these sorts of games is the replayability. And I mean, sometimes that's forced upon you, you know, because your save file may corrupt, you know, and that's something that's quite common within the, you know, the TML games, you know. But I don't know, it's busing at the end of the day. You don't really need to worry about your progress too much. As long as you can still drive the buses, I mean, to me that's fine, you know. The money side of it, you get to a point anyway where you're earning so much you don't know what to do with it anyway, so. Yeah, there's a guy that joins the channel in the chat quite a lot, you know, and he's got a fair few. I think he's got like over like 10 million euros or something, and he doesn't know what to spend it on. You know. Yeah, that's what I play these games for, man. You know, I switch my brain off. You know, it's nothing better than being able to sit back, chill out, use the wheel, you know, enjoy it for what it is. And I think that's what people need to start doing these days. Just enjoy things for what they are.
Was war das?
Oops. Yeah, enjoy things for what they are, as I just casually ram a family off the road. Ugh. Why would you even pull out on an inclination like this? It would definitely. I mean, I'm not too tech savvy, Scott. If I'm completely honest with you, man. You're probably better off looking at some reviews for it. But the one thing I was made aware of is if you're looking at sort of like getting into more serious gaming, at least go for 16 gig of RAM rather than your standard 8 gig of RAM, because most games, bare minimum, they run on 8 gig of RAM. So 16 gig, you're gonna be all right. That's gonna be plenty enough. Yeah, I mean, it goes down to that saying, KM, of quality over quantity, but they just seem to have it round the other way. They think that by having more games on the market, they're going to get more money, rather than focusing on a select few, getting them in a working state. It's just a commitment issue. That's all it is. They just don't want to commit too much. They're not a very big team, and they're interested in making a quick bit of money. And I guess that's what small gaming development companies do these days. There's an excellent foundation for sim games for the consoles, especially with the new consoles. The Series X and the PS5. There's no reason why they can't make an excellent trucking game. But then there's a lot more that goes into it than just making a trucking game for consoles. We got that Alaskan truck sim, which is supposed to be coming to consoles, but it's coming to the PC first. And straight away, I've got a really bad feeling about it. All these PC ports, which we seem to be getting on consoles recently, come over in such a fragile state that my hopes for a decent trucking game to hit console, I don't think it's going to be done until somebody finally decides, what, now's the time to use the software that we've now got, or they've got in their hands, and make use of it. Somebody will do it eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if the developers of SnowRunner give it a go. Yeah, Constantine, it's for a tourist bus. If you're talking about tourist bus for the PS5, yeah, it looks great. It looks great. The Unreal Engine is a really good engine, and they've done a good job with it. I'm not stopping. It's like I say, the game itself is a good game. The buses drive nicely. There's lots of things which could be wrong. So I give them that. The AI are a little bit more behaved, and you can control the vehicle density. So if they're a real problem for you, just switch them off.
Können Sie mal eine Pause einlegen?
Well, I don't know how to take a rest, so I guess it's just pull over. Who knows? Just pull over in that field over there. Be alright. But like I said before, like, where do you draw the line? Do you know what I mean? You can make so many simulation games, but at the end of the day, it comes to a point where you've got to kind of rein it in a little bit. And with the reception that TML get Aerosoft, all of that, all the nasty comments and things that get projected towards them obviously doesn't help the situation, but they'll learn from it. It's either this, they're going to learn from it and fix stuff and put things on track, or they're just going to give up entirely. Oh, very interesting, Juan. Yeah, that I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. The thing is, though, what makes ATS and ETS such good games is the fact that they've been around for a long time. They were made with a passion, you know, and it's pretty much the modding community which are keeping that game alive, really. You know, they're good games, but they're better with mods, and that's just it, really. I don't even know how to look at my. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do. Take a break. Okay, so I can just pull in somewhere. There we are. Look, nice little. God, it's almost as if it knew. Right. Oh yeah, light
Mein
accent.
Nagel ist angerissen.
My nail is chipped. Well, I do apologise for that. Right, let's take a break. Is that it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean, Juan. You know, the whole community. We want, like, consoles especially. Yeah, we want a better trucking game, simulation game. We want it all. Okay. Let's let that car go a minute. Oh,
Ich
it
kenne
don't.
Taxifahrer, die besser fahren als Sie.
It does not like that. Come on. Ooh. My wheel did not like that then. Yeah, light accident. Okay. So as you can see, the AI don't really they're not forgiving as much as you'd like them to be. God damn, that took a battering, didn't it? Jeez. Oh.
Alles verschüttet. Danke.
Oh, goodness me. It's okay, guys. Got it under control. I'll have all the purists commenting, telling me how bad my bus driving is. Yeah, they've got a taxi game on console, but the problem is that it basically looks like somebody just spent a couple hours of their afternoon making it. Yeah, nice taxi game would be good though, but I mean I think it's probably down to like licenses and whether anybody's going to want to try and pursue that. I mean I can't really see that being very interesting, you know, having to try and pursue taxi companies to get, you know, it's a bit weird, but I don't know, maybe.
Ach, jetzt hab ich meinen Kaffee verschüttet.
You got a coffee? Gives it here. Oh, right. I need to start paying attention to the road and not the chat. Yeah, that's it. FernBus Sim 22 has mods. You know, that's basically saving the game. I mean, it saved 19 as well. So, I'm not really surprised by that. And yeah, Skyrim does have mods. It took a little while though, didn't it? Wasn't there from the get-go anyway. Yeah, I mean, you know Venom, but I wish I did. Certainly seems that way, doesn't it? Yeah, I just got to take it a little bit easier, that's all. Problem is, I play so many simulation games, it's like when you come back to specific games or you try new games and you just remembering how all the vehicles handle, you know, it's quite tough. No, Juan, I haven't played Gas Sim, Station Sim actually, but I was gonna have a look at it, give it a go. But I'm pretty sure that it's coming to Xbox soon anyway. So if they put it on the Games Pass, I'll just play it off of that. I mean, it don't look too. I'm still driving with the luggage doors open.
Mahlzeit. Bin ich hier richtig? Danke.
Okay. There are so many people here. I seen Ranch Sim.
Hallo, Sie wollen bestimmt mein Ticket sehen.
I don't know. It didn't really appeal to me, if I'm honest.
Hi, fahren Sie in meine Richtung? Sehr freundlich.
There are so many simulation games available though. They all offer different things. It's a shame that there isn't one game that does all, you know. Would be pretty sweet. Right, I don't need her.
Grüezi. Hier, mein Ticket. Dankeschön.
Mahlzeit. Ist das gültig? Dankeschön.
Hallo? Bitte sehr. Danke.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. KM. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Grüezi. Hier, mein Ticket.
And the thing is, like I say, we can complain all we want. Of course, obviously complaining, you know, that's when thing. I wouldn't say complaining. Okay, I'll reword it. It's more like constructive criticism, you know, and I think people need to start assessing it in that manner rather than getting upset because it's, you know, they love the game, they're passionate about the game, and no, you're not allowed to talk bad about it or say anything negative, you know. The negative points of these games are beyond obvious now, you know, and yeah, they haven't been fixed, and that's just something that will come eventually, hopefully. Yeah, I really want sort of, I mean, not so much like an all-in-one, like I don't mean like everything, but I mean like something that which does and caters for a few different areas, you know. But now that I've bought this game, do you know what? I don't regret buying it one bit. Despite the fact that it may not look the bee's knees, it's definitely worth the price I paid for it anyway. Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. That's it. If you enjoy it, then it's worth the money, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, they will eventually get around to fixing these things, polishing them up, ironing the kinks out, stuff like that, and they will learn, and hopefully they take everybody's criticisms and, you know, and all that stuff that they, you know, people want on board, you know, and they make a fantastic bus sim game, trucking game, whatever. Smiles and rainbows, all that good stuff. Everybody skips around happily and merry, you know. In an ideal world, of course. Yeah, that's right, Constantine. It's definitely got our expectations are definitely high, and you're quite rightfully so. You know, in saying that, you know, what we expect these days from a game, it's got to look and play flawlessly day one. And some might argue and say, well, if you're charging people 70, 80 quid for a game, then yes, it should be. But because our expectations are so high, you know, and the developers' standards are much higher, we all kind of set ourselves in sort of like a false space, false parameters. You got developers promising things and not being able to keep those promises, making time frame, you know, setting out time frames and all that sort of stuff, release dates and things which can't be met. So I think gaming as a whole in the industry that we now have is definitely a lot different than what it once was, that's for sure. You know, but where do we go from that as a consumer, you know, as a player? You know, it'll continue to happen as long as people purchase or buy into these things. You know, so you either just give up entirely or you persist with how it is. Yeah, the scenery is really nice. It is really nice. I'm quite surprised actually. Yeah, I'm quite surprised. Considering how it first looked when I started the game up, played around with a few more settings, and you know, it's actually pretty decent. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this game. You know, whether you want to see any more of it or anything like that. Be quite happy to cover it. Obviously, there's a lot more simulation games which I play as well. You know, so if you're interested in stuff like that, then obviously, you know, subscribe, leave a cheeky like, all that good stuff. And if you've got any questions regarding the games, obviously, that I play, feel free to comment away, you know, and I'll try and help you out as best as I possibly can. I'm usually pretty good with replying to people almost instantly, so, you know, you won't be waiting too long. So I do have Microsoft Flight Simulator. I did make a video on that, but there's definitely a lot of practice needed. Like I say, I'm not a professional, you know, sim player, whatever. I just play these games to have fun. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. You know, I mean, for flight sim, it's all well and good, you know, if you're an enthusiast towards planes, then, you know, it's definitely the game for you. But for me, yeah, I think once I actually got up in the air and everything, you know, I just found it a little bit boring, if I'm honest. You know, it's like being on 3D view on Google Maps. You know. Oh, we do have a visual rain effect on this one. Do you know, this actually works out quite perfectly because I wanted to see what it looked like in the rain. A referee simulator, eh? Yeah, this game looks really, really nice when it's raining. Absolutely. Referee for what? Oh yeah, train sim. I mean, like I said, it's something that I need to work on. I do have Train Sim World 2. I think for me, if I was to, you know, like I say, if it's something that you actually want to see, then I will put it. You know, I will attempt it, having kind of like the guidance of support of you guys in the chat. You know, I don't mind that. I think for me, it makes things easier. It's just when I've accidentally pulled the emergency brake. There's no real instructions on how to reset the train, and I'm just stuck, you know. And then I get myself into a bit of it's a bit frustrating, and then, you know, just turn it off. Rain always makes things look nicer in games. Noticed that with quite a few games actually. Absolutely gorgeous for you know, for a TML game. You know, they don't do too badly. They really don't. I mean, I could slap the bus on like a thumbnail for this, and nobody would be any the wiser, you know. Road maintenance simulator. That, you know what? I haven't actually given that one a go yet. Yeah, maybe I'll have a look at it. You know, these games are definitely worth it at the right price. I swear, look at it, just at the right price. If you can get them cheap enough, then you can kind of excuse it, because you know, if you lose £16, well, £16, you can't even get a takeaway for that. You know what I mean? So. But I'll have a play around with a few settings anyway, and try and get this game running as best as I possibly can. You know, just for you guys, really. You know, just so that you can kind of experience it a little bit better. I mean, it looks pretty nice as it is anyway, but I'm sure there's a few things which I can change. Well, funny you should say that actually, Constantine, because you can get mods for like American Truck and all that sort of stuff. I think you can for buses. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly confident I've seen bus mods for it. Police check fail. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. What police check? Flight attendant simulator. Yeah, but I mean, like, how for the longevity of a game like that, you know, how much could you actually add in terms of content? Like, what can you actually do? Eventually, you get bored of going up and down the walkway with your little trolley. Would you like a neck pillow? I get fed up enough with those Qatar Airway adverts, you know. But it's nice that they're catering for everybody. You know, that's what it comes down to. If people want it and they're making it, then props to them. You know, you got to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, nice taxi sim. Nice taxi sim. I mean, we touched on that a little bit earlier on. But yeah, taxi sim. You know, I'd play it. I'd buy into it. We're going all posh now, are we? Those bloody pigeons. Yeah, no. Having a bit of a weird moment. Oh dear, you can tell it's getting late, can't you? I can't get over how nice this game looks in the rain though. I mean, damn. Yeah, I say assistance. It definitely adds to the immersion, doesn't it? See, and this is what I mean, like things like Tourist Bus as well. You know, I'm sure that it looks really nice in a very similar sort of setting. but I just don't. I don't think they're good enough for consoles. If I'm honest, I don't think they've done it enough to really kind of hone in on what works and what doesn't. You know, all the features which should be in those games are taken out because they just can't handle it. Can't support it. Excuse me. There's actual police cars here as well, which is quite cool to see. Yep, 100%, Constantine. That is the problem. Now I'm not gonna hate on obviously the PS4s and the Xbox Ones and stuff, but when these games are thought about, because they make them for the older gen consoles as well, it limits the potential for the new consoles. If they was just to make these games strictly for the newer gen versions or the newer consoles, then it wouldn't be so bad, I don't think. Obviously, you know, it's not good if you don't have a new gen console, you know, and you don't want to miss out, and that's perfectly understandable. But if you do have one, it's kind of like the shoes on the other foot in a way. Oh, here we go. The shoes on the other foot in a way. Honestly, with that rain on that window, I couldn't see that van for the life of me. Doesn't help the fact that it's white as well. I wonder. I'm fairly confident. Is there not a way? Let's have a look. Let's see if there's a way of opening the window. I doubt it, but I don't think there is by the look of it. Which is a bit of a shame. Maybe if I do this. Is it gonna work? No. Oh dear, what have I done? But you do have the same modes on this as what you have on Tourist Bus, so you can do realistic or arcade. It's entirely up to you. For the sake of first time round, I'm on arcade at the moment, till I get used to the controls a bit more. But I like the head tracking as well when you move the steering wheel. They need that in like ETS, ATS. Bit of head tracking wouldn't go amiss. Excuse me. Yeah, surprisingly, actually, they now that you mention it, yeah, they do seem all right. I haven't run into any issues with them. I mean, they're a bit boisterous, like they don't let you out, but I mean, it's not impossible to get out, you know. They don't seem to be clustered in any places. Or preparing to go to orbit, one of the two. It just looks really, really nice. I mean, the rain is making everything look amazing. Oh, I don't know about that. Vibration. Crazy. Do you know, if it was an option to play this game in the wet all the time, I definitely would. Right, let's have a look at the map a moment. I'm not too sure how many stops I've got left. Sorry about this. Oh, who cares anyway? Right, let's get these on board. I think my luggage thing is already open. So... But yeah, I mean, the scenery, graphically, doesn't look half bad. I'll give them that.
Hallo? Bitte sehr. Dankeschön. Hallo? Mein Ticket? Danke.
Ja.
Hallo? Hier, mein Ticket. Danke.
I mean, yeah, they do all sound the same, but the functions there, at least they are actually
Hallo,
here. Do you
fahren
know
Sie in
what I
meine
mean?
Richtung? Ciao.
I think having functioning passengers
Mahlzeit. Hier, mein Ticket.
are definitely, you know, for the sort of like the
Dankeschön.
immersive side of things. Anyway, I think that's everybody. I can't get anybody else on the bus. They can all just, yeah, walk. I'm sure I'd be a great bus driver. Oh, sorry, KM. No, I didn't catch that. Yeah. So it runs just like tourist bus, if not better, to be honest with you. You know, I think everything, you know, in regards to obviously, because these games are designed for PC, they're made on PC, so they're obviously going to run better. So I don't know whether Tourist Bus is going to work better on the PC. That's something that I will definitely try out. There are a few frame rate drops here and there, but now that the game's warmed up a little bit, it's definitely not as bad as what it was straight out of the gate. You know what I mean? It's adjusted, kind of climatized in a way. But yeah, this game runs better than I expected, if I'm honest, and it looks better than I thought it did anyway. But I hope that answers your question, man. Sorry for not seeing that. That's because they're TML are actually a German company. That's why. Which makes the communication even more difficult, because it hasn't been until recent that they've been putting an English like ending to their videos, in a way, like an English section. Yeah. Bit bizarre, really. But yeah, it's not a coincidence, Constantine. I can promise you that. And to be fair, right, I don't mind the AI speaking in German, because I don't know if you've ever played anything like Bus Sim 18 or 21, but core, they don't have ramble on and say some really cheesy things. So if they're speaking German or another language and I can't understand them, the better, really, because I find them a bit obnoxious after a little while. We've got 123 kilometers to go, so this is literally just a route which I've chucked together, and it seems to be going all right so far. I thought I'd do a little bit of a longer one, you know, just to kind of put the game through its paces a little bit and just see whether I can try and get as much as I can out of it, you know. And so far it's got a thumbs up from me. No regrets. Yeah, the passengers, they don't have waffle on. It looks a bit choppy, does it? I mean, the the tourist bus, so my videos on tourist bus are actually streamed directly from the PS5 itself, so that might be why. But this will all be rendered anyway when the stream's over anyway, so. But there are a few, like I say, there are a few like frame rate issues because it's not optimized properly. But like I said, once I start messing around with a few settings and things like that, it'll definitely run smoother. Is anybody else experiencing choppiness whilst watching the stream? If like it's almost like the frame rate dropping, you know? If you are, just let us know. I mean, let's have a look a moment. So I'm going to my settings a minute. So there are a few settings which I can change. The foliage I can put right down. The light distance, material quality, I want that. Epic. View distance. So it's pretty much just stuff like this, really. Just being able to change it about and free up some memory, you know. But we'll accept that, and we'll see if it makes any difference. Yeah, there's probably various factors, you know. I mean, from what I can see, it's running really nicely, but I can't speak for everybody, you know. This is a big problem with the AI here. Oh, he let me out. So yeah, instantly by just adjusting what I've just adjusted, it looks a little bit better. It's not struggling too much. But so far so good. Like I say, I'm really impressed with this game. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, if I'm completely honest. I was just bought it to see what it was like. You know, like the YouTube reviews and all that kind of stuff. There pretty much isn't any. You know, not a voiceover one anyway. Not that aren't like 2, 3, 4 years old anyway. Oh, answer the damn phone. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. I know exactly what you mean there, Constantine. Honestly, I do. Because when I watch the videos as well, there's something about the turning of the steering wheel and seeing sort of like that motion blur just below the windscreen. You know, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And in comparison to running as well, when I was playing the bus, my gaming laptop just cooked itself pretty much. But I've been playing this for probably just over an hour, and it's running absolutely fine. So it's definitely not too demanding. We've got 50 kilometers to go. Like I say, guys, I really appreciate you all coming in and spending your evenings here. Your support has been phenomenal, and like I say, any more questions, anything like that in regards to any of the games we should cover, whether you want to join in or see a particular game, just let me know, and I will try and cover it for you as best as I can. Yeah, it's quite treacherous, that map actually, that island on Tourist Bus. They could have really done a better job with the roads though, because you seem to just bottom out all the time. There are like different suspension options for, you know, like air suspension for some of the buses, but you know, that doesn't really work too well. No, KM. I'm basically projecting my laptop onto my smart TV. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I'm so easygoing, and I don't want to sound too cliche about it all, but do you know what I mean? For me, more than anything, this channel, you guys, everything at the moment is helping my mental health tremendously, and I'm not just saying that; it really is. I mean, you know, life's not easy for us all at the moment, and if we can find a little piece, you know, which makes us happy, then go for it. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I'm doing. I'm not even concerned about anything as long as I can facilitate a space with like-minded people that are interested in sim games. You know, joining in, just being nice, having a little bit of a community. You know, that's all I'm about. I don't really care about much else. And I'm definitely not going to sugarcoat things. You know, I'm not really bothered about upsetting people. Yeah, it's got to be said. Yeah, Power Wash Sim. That game surprisingly was better than I thought it was going to be. I will be covering that a bit more. I'll probably do like a lunchtime stream tomorrow actually, with Power Wash Sim. It's all right. Wouldn't say it's worth 20 quid. I'd say probably around about 10 maybe. Just depends on how much you like power washing stuff, I suppose. But it's very sort of like nitty gritty technical. You know, I found some of the areas that it wanted you to power wash was just absolutely ridiculous. You know, like a tiny little bit of mud that was wedged down like the side of a cushion. You know, you're using a power washer for it. You know, it's a fun game to switch your brain off. But if you suffer with OCD and you get to like 99% clean and you're just fighting for that 1%, but you can't find where the dirt's remaining, then you can definitely lose a few brain cells. Yeah, you probably can, Venom. But I mean, even so, like I was saying, some of the areas which it claims that you miss, it's just crazy. I noticed that this game definitely, because obviously there's a little more going on in the towns and stuff, it then does tend to break up a little bit, but you know, when you're out in the countryside it's not too bad. Like I say, just a little polish up, you know, it'll be alright. Yeah, definitely, Venom. Definitely. Yeah. The game is definitely worth having, but only in small doses, playing it in small doses. Because as Venom says, you know, and I completely agree with him there, you know, it will drive you round the bend. You know, that was one thing that annoyed me about lawn mowing sim, was the fact that it says that you completed the garden or whatever, even though there was grass still visibly, you know, not cut. You know, and you just go around and cut it anyway, even though you can leave because the game tells you to. But it's like, you could have a massive patch of grass that's still not cut, but yet it claims that you finished. I'll tell you what, it's been really, really pleasant. You know, I've had no problems with the passengers whatsoever, which is nice. I better close all these bits and pieces up though. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, lawnmowing sim was it was a tough one, wasn't it? It was a tough one. Okay, I guess I click complete there. Oh, not too bad. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know. But I mean, we made progress. and I don't think that was too bad for a first look anyway. But as you can see, the map is a lot bigger than what I expected it to be. That's for sure. That is for sure. You know, it's been pleasant. It's been pleasant driving, seeing what the game's really about, seeing what the game had to offer. It runs better than I initially thought it would. So yeah, so far so good. But like I said, guys, if you like this sort of content, you enjoyed what you see, please leave us a cheeky like, subscribe, turn that bell notification on. But I think that's going to wrap up for tonight's stream, guys. Like I say, thank you very, very much for coming in. But until next time, guys, make sure that you stay safe, you take it easy, and I will catch you all in the next one.